When did you realize you were going to have to make a change?
I mean, we kind of covered this last week as far as he turned in his resignation. I said what I had to say, and so really just leave it at that.
Coach, what's the atmosphere like right now? Just getting ready, getting back in the flow of things after this bye week. Just talk about the atmosphere right now.
It's exciting. You have a chance to start over, really. Once you get to conference, 9 games in front of us, and everything they want to accomplish and be a part of is right there in front of them still. And so you're playing for first place Thursday night, and you can't beat that.
What have you seen from Mike taking over a bigger expanded role in the defense so far?
I mean, relative to that, I'd say just he's still himself, hadn't changed. Brings a lot of energy, very positive, good with the players, and so things won't change a lot schematically or personnel, but every guy's going to have their different way of doing things, and I think he's handled himself well. They've had good energy over there, and we've had some good practices.
Is he going to be the main voice, or is it going to be a guys?
It'll be a group effort, and I'd say he's going to his voice will be stepped up some, but it'll definitely be a group effort.
With Mike, is this an interim basis deal, or is he your guy for this season moving forward?
It's an interim basis, yes, sir.
To what extent does it disrupt or distract from what you're doing?
Yeah, I don't think it does. I mean, it's not like we were playing very well on any side of the ball at that point anyway, so I don't think it hurt at all. I think our guys did a good job of refocusing, and like I said, have had really good practices.
Can you talk offensively, maybe what you worked on the most this past week to get ready for Oklahoma State?
The biggest deal is just protecting the football. That's just something, if we won't turn it over. I mean, our last game we gave them the ball 2 times on the 10-yard line, and we know they didn't need any help scoring points. So just can't do that. Got to protect the football and continue to take advantage of our opportunities, not squander drives like we've been doing.
In a perfect world, Mike would have like spring practice, fall practice, everything else to put in when he wants. Kind of parachuting in like this, he's aware of the scheme. It may not be something that he would run himself. What are you expecting from him in that situation?
Just to do the best we can. He didn't ask to be put in this situation, a situation that occurred, and we all have to rally and do the best we can with the time we have and what we have going on. So he knows that. I just be positive and give the players a chance to be successful.
You mentioned it a little bit. Talk about the response from the players to Mike Smith right now. Is it a good response right now?
Players are resilient. They're a lot more resilient than coaches are, so they're just happy to be playing football and excited about this opportunity to play on Thursday night national TV.
Oklahoma State's defense, what are kind of the biggest issues they present for you guys on offense?
They're really good. I think people thought they'd drop off. They lost a bunch of good players last year, but these young guys have stepped up and they haven't skipped a beat. So I'd say the entire defense, just watching them, those first couple games, they fly around. I mean, you all saw that against Florida State. They were flying around, play for play with them, and so it'll be a big challenge. Up front, those guys gave us trouble last year, and that whole group's back. So we'll have to protect well and be able to find a way to run the football.
What day last week did Mike start being in charge of the defense?
I would say Saturday.
How many days did y'all practice last week?
I don't remember. I think Thursday and Saturday. I think we took Friday off. So. Yeah, he'll start coaching the inside linebackers, and he's been, helping with that side of the ball for the last 2 years, and now he'll be able to step in that position group and coach them.
Last time Tech won up in Stillwater, you were the quarterback 2001. What do you remember about that game and kind of playing up there in that atmosphere?
It's a great place to play. I coached there twice, 2009, 2011, when I was at University of Houston, or 2008, 2009. And it's loud, it's rowdy. They've done a great job facilities up there, and so it's an incredible place to play a football game.
Can you talk about what you've worked on with Davis this past week. You talked about taking what you learned on the practice field to the game field. Is that still kind of what you've been working on?
That's it. Yeah, he's got to do it. You know, he's had a good look about him, and the big deal is just making sure how we're practicing translates over into the playing field. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we got to protect the football. We can't put our defense in those situations, and no more 3-and-outs and squandering possessions because teams are going to hold on to the ball.
Last Thursday, you got to see a future Tech quarterback. Just kind of what's your impressions of Jared?
Yeah, just like his demeanor. He's obviously talented, but really watching him in person, you can see the way he handles himself and his demeanor.
Along those lines, obviously there to watch Jared, but seeing the team from West Texas do what they did, what was your impression of that?
It was a lot of fun to watch, just the spirit they had, being a big underdog and the way they competed. They fought the entire game, and just watching their reaction. Just fun to be out at high school games, and it's just a very pure atmosphere.
What makes Jared such a special quarterback? How they made you regard him?
I think more than anything, he throws it as well as anybody you'll see as far as mechanics and the way it comes out of his hand. And then, like I said, the off-the-field stuff's through the roof. The type of leader he is, the type of kid he is, the way he handles himself off the field takes him to that next level.
Oklahoma State likes to put up a lot of points, and it's kind of known, I guess the perception is that they just throw it all around the yard. Is that a misperception? Do they take up more of the clock than people think?
Definitely. They've done a great job incorporating the run. You know, I think when Whedon was there, they had Blackman, and were really slinging it around, but they've done a good job of bringing it back in and playing to their strengths, and they run the ball very well, and that's what they want to do first.
I know you want to play to your strengths, but does that almost make you want to also take up some of that time of possession, maybe run it a little bit more than you have?
No, just score more, I'd say. That's what we got to do. We're not scoring enough, and we got to protect the football.
Is this kind of a case where maybe if the defense and the offense play a clean quarter together, this kind of gets the engine running? Is that kind of how you see it right now, that maybe you haven't done that, but if you do that, things would change for everybody?
Yeah, you'd hope so. We haven't risen up at the same time. Defense will get a stop, offense will turn it over, go 3-and-out. You know, our defense will give up a long drive, and then offense will score, but we can't put it together yet. But there's some good stuff happening. We just got to do it at the same time.
Has there been any one thing that's been the most disappointing through the 3 games so far for you? Or has it been one of those things where it's something different each series, each game?
Yeah, I mean, every game to me is just we haven't played as well as we can play. As a coach, that's what you're looking for. You want to see your team play well. It's not a lack of effort. We just haven't put it together yet.
Is there any sort of wisdom or advice that you give Davis, just you being a quarterback, obviously, and being in those shoes, to help things slow down and take what he learns on the practice field to the actual game?
Yeah, and it's all part of the process. I mean, I remember being a sophomore and getting booed off the field here. I remember Graham Harrell getting booed off the field here. It takes time to grow up, and you got a lot on your shoulders, and you just got to keep plugging away, and you know, we'll get it. I'm not sure how they're handling that, to be honest. That's a compliance deal, and we've talked through that. I know he has been cleared, but I don't know what you would call him at this point.
You probably won't face any power running team in the Big 12 quite like Arkansas with that offensive line, but you know a lot of offensive coordinators are looking at your run defense right now. What can you do to kind of shore up the run, short of putting 8-9 guys in the box, taking your chances on the pass? Is there 1 or 2 things that you've seen on the field?
I think just get better. I mean, we had 8-9 guys in there last week, and it wasn't working. But we just got to get better. Technique, fundamentals. And if that's not working, we got to improve personnel. You know, I mean, that's where we're at. But like I said, I don't think it's lack of effort. We just need to shore everything up.
What do you feel like is the biggest asset to having Mike now down on the sidelines with you instead of up in the box?
I'm not sure, to be honest, you know, until we get him down there and see how it goes. But he brings a lot of energy, always positive, and so it'll be a good vibe.
What have you seen from Dax Garland filling in for J.W. Marshall from the State?
A great thrower of the football. I knew when he was coming out, that's something I mean, you watch him throw it, and he can really spin it, and so that's the biggest thing. I thought he handled himself well, having not played for a while, stepping in and leading them to a win against a good team. So you could tell the moment wasn't too big for him.
So I think Dwayne Slay, there's a story last week where Dwayne Slay said he had reached out to y'all and give you some tips if you wanted. What was kind of your thought on that, or what interaction have you had with Dwayne?
Just some text messages. I wish he could play. You know, other than that, I don't know what tips will help us, but I wish he could play.
Number 24 for Oklahoma State, Tyreek Hill. They put him in a lot of different spots. You talked about his versatility and how he can kind of burn it.
Yeah, he's as dynamic a player as you'll see in college football, explosive. And they do a great job, like you just mentioned, moving him around different spots, finding ways to get him the ball in his hands as many times as they can. And he's a special player, a difference maker.
Is that a point of emphasis, aligning so that you don't get caught in a mismatch there?
Yeah, I think you always got to know where he's at. You got to have a plan for where he's going to be, definitely going into this game.